Dad, we're filming.
Yeah.
So now we're filming, okay?
Oh, all right.
So what are your thoughts about this being one of your final days at 2 Fessler Drive?
It's, for me, it's very emotional. However, there is an end to everything. And I accept that. And it's the will of God.
And for me,
For you,
What do you think, Dad?
it was togetherness that we started this, and it's also togetherness that we will fall apart.
Oh, great. So tell us about when you first found this place to live, and how did you first find this area to live?
well, as I said earlier, I had a patient in Fort Dry Nursing Home, and her daughter is the secretary of the Rockland County, what is that? It's the office supervisor. Right. And she told me that her friend is building a development in Muncie. And it's a very nice place, and maybe we may want to buy a house up here in Muncie. And then Dr. Aberman, who is the medical director of Fort Dry Nursing Home, says, "Honey, you don't want to have your children grow up in the city." So he lent me $15,000 as a show money to get a mortgage. And we were approved.
Which we paid in full.
And we paid in full in a year.
Yeah.
But at that time, $15,000 was a lot of money. That was like my salary as a director of nursing for 1 year. But I'm used to hustling.
Now, what was this place, this area, Dad? Let me ask you, what did this area look like when you first got here?
Oh, it's wilderness.
It's an apple tree.
Oh yeah, a lot of apple, right?
Yeah.
Because we had several apple trees that we asked to be bulldozed because there was so many apple trees. But we had one yellow delicious apple and one gala apple
Yeah.
that we saved. But
We made a lot of apple pie.
that's right. We had a lot of apple pies, and we bought a freezer, and I would make apple pies, like 80 of them.
Yeah.
Remember?
Right.
And during the winter time, so that was the
Hit them
dessert.
up on the stove.
Yeah, we had
Inside
an
it.
iron stove, right?
Yeah, cast iron stove.
Yeah, cast iron. And we would heat the apple pie there for dessert. Yes.
So,
Auntie Jane learned how to make apple pie.
Tita Sally had a recipe for apple pie.
Oh yeah.
Because we were not good in making pies. However, my sister-in-law Sally did a trial and error, and, until we perfected the apple pie.
From that book,
Oh yeah, well,
which now is
it's still here. I received a gift from an LPN when we got married, and the name is Cookbook Encyclopedia, and she told me her name is Mrs. Thomas. Miss G, you will need this because So all the 4 kids that we had, Marifi, Jerry, Yurik, and Melissa, they all went to the East Ramapo School District. And at that time, the East Ramapo School District was the best. That was also one reason why we moved up here, because the school district was the best in New York.
And selecting the biggest area in the development, we had chosen this with Tatang's
Oh yeah.
presence.
Oh, that's right.
And
When we were looking for this, my father was still alive and he was with us. And he was the one who had chosen this number 2.
yeah, we have a consensus
Yeah.
that this is the place, the lot that we want.
And he could not wait to plant his vegetables. Right?
So he planted the vegetables out here in the front?
Anywhere.
Oh yeah, everywhere. Especially on that side, the tomatoes were like maybe 3 pounds for one.
Wow.
And then my sister Sally says, "Oh, would you believe that in the Philippines we were planting tomato and all of that, and we are here in New York now, and we are still planting tomato." And my father was so amused because he planted the upo plenty, in the back.
Say a few couple of words about
Until the woodchucks had learned that upo is good.
how about when Nanang got here?
Oh, yeah. When Nanang was here, of course, she was the housekeeper. She babysitted for all the kids. And I like when she was here because then I could send money to the Philippines for all my brothers and sisters to go to school.
Very nice.
And when they were all finished, Nanang had to apply for her residency so that she could petition all the kids to come. And she was successful. When all the kids came, we all live here. And then we bought a house in 283 Bayola. Remember?
Yeah.
Because, there were so many of us.
Okay.
And they lived there. It was like an investment for all of us. But when they got married and had children, we had to sell the house and divide the profit.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a lot of parties here because I was a director of nursing, and I would invite the other directors to come here for a picnic or for barbecue. And because I was one of them who had a house, and most of them had apartments. So during the summertime, we had often picnics in the backyard,
Yeah.
right? And Dad's friends from the city, they all come up here too,
Yeah.
and have barbecues.
Because at that time, the apple orchard was open for everybody.
Oh yeah, the apple orchard was open for everyone.
So I told everybody that too.
So they come and they go to the apple orchard because it was free for the taking. Nobody was gathering, right?
Nobody was, yeah.
It was for everyone.
Wow.
And that was main attraction also. Because there were big sweet apple, delicious apple, red apple,
Yeah.
the yellow
Yellow
yellow apple. And Tata would have this big wheelbarrow. And he goes out there and get all the beautiful apples for all my visitors that comes. They all go home with all bags of apples,
Yeah.
right? And then one time, Tata forgot where he left the big wheelbarrow full of apples. He had to go several times back, but he found it. So
Yeah.
our company, when they all left, they all had bags of apples, right? Yeah.
And vegetables, other vegetables.
And vegetables also, because my father used to farm. My father was a farmer in the Philippines, and when he came here to America, he was still a farmer.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dad, I remember that you spent a lot of time working out in the backyard, and why did you enjoy doing that so much?
I enjoyed mowing the lawn.
He mowed the lawn.
Like, we didn't want to spend anything more than necessary. And it gave me some kind of strength and stamina later years in life, doing those odd jobs and renovations to improve the place, such as the deck and then the greenhouse. And the last project that was never completed is the potting green, because we wanted that there would be no problem with the town.
So what kind of animals did you have problems with?
Woodchuck.
Woodchuck, they would bury themselves under the ground and come out in
And eat
another
everything.
location.
Eat all the vegetables.
We put the fence on the plants we planted, but they came and they could come in and show their heads.
I have a funny story. When we first moved here, we had a Kentucky bluegrass sod that we placed out here in the front, all right? And at that time, we didn't have anything there. It was just plain, beautiful Kentucky bluegrass. So there was this guy who came up and asked if they could be the landscapers to maintain the Kentucky bluegrass. So I said to him, we just put it in and it does not need anything now, We just put it in and there is a warranty from the salesperson of the Kentucky bluegrass. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, there was a streak of dandelion from all the way up here near the window all the way down to the cul-de-sac. Dandelions galore. So I felt maybe since we did not want the landscaper to take care of the bluegrass because it was just put in, so they just dropped dandelion seeds. It was one straight row going to the cul-de-sac.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I said, whoa,
Look at that.
bad luck.
Wow.
It's beautiful bluegrass.
Well, we had dandelions every year since then.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's very difficult, because the roots all go all the way down, deep.
Wow. Interesting story.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it we have left on the tape. How about where you are now? Are you happy with your situation now, getting debt-free and moving forward? And what are things that you have planned going
Well,
forward?
yeah. Yes.
We actually composed a song.
How does the song go?
Debt free
For
for now and forever. While we are waiting for Michael to give us the $460,000. So then that song will be realized. Debt free for now and forever.
Okay.
And we would be able to spend and go places. But Mr. G wants to go home to Talisay.
What's in Talisay that you're missing out, Dad? What is it you have to get there? You forget
That's where
something?
he was born.
I would say the memories that were built. I can't forget.
Yeah. That's still home to you? Do you guys still consider the Philippines home?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have a big house in Magsinga, and it is Western style.
Yeah.
We made it so that when we go home, you know, it should not be shocking change from warm water instead of just being cold water when you take a bath. So I would like to go home sometime. I still consider that that's my home.
Very good.
Yes.
I don't blame you for having nostalgic memories of your house.
Yes. Because that's where I was born.
Are you guys happy that you came to America?
Oh yes, sure. I was able to help my mother send all the kids to college. And then my mother came here. He took all of them up here. They all came. And they had good jobs. So, but you know, all of us, siblings, we are all industrious. No one is lazy.
That's good. That's
You know?
good. So, Dad, when you were young in the Philippines, did you think that you would ever come to America? Was that your goal?
It was not my dream though to get out of the Philippines at the time. But after graduation, there was no job to be exposed to.
No jobs.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's a good paying job. No.
Mm. So
I've tried, however, so many companies, but there were no takers.
Mm-hmm.
So when the New York Board's Fair came up, the Norman told me if I would like to come over,
Uh-huh.
and that's the day when
When Daddy came, he was wearing a long coat, you know, like a midi coat. And then he had a hat like Lyndon Johnson.
And what was the temperature that day?
maybe 60.
So-
No, more than that. Because, you know, I was only wearing a sweater.
October time frame.
Okay.
That's right. You came October 12.
So you were a little bit overdressed.
Over just because
Mr. Holman told you?
Mr. Holman came over here maybe at the winter time
And he says
frame,
to wear that, right?
and he proposed to me to use that, and before the plane lands, to get into long johns.
Get the long johns.
Which I never did.
Okay.
I didn't know how to wear it.
Oh, that's funny. That's right. And also, Cheeky came to visit. I remember when I was a kid.
Cheeky, yeah.
Mm-hmm. She was here for a bit, visited.
And Pinky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exciting times.
Also, why I wanted to come here was I wanted to see Lulu Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Because Lulu Lucas used to send me all these beautiful pantyhose and all that, mujud.
I remember Little Lucas.
Yeah. Lulu Lucas. Oh, yes.
Okay, so I think we're winding up. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Most welcome.
And we'll see you at the sale.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We would like to order some
Somewhat.
videotape
What?
of this so we can see it one day when we feel so lonely
Oh.
to look at it.
You can put this in a computer, Jim.
Yeah, this will be on the computer. This is the living room area here. Empty and ready to go for the next.
Oh, that
Next
caprice is Tito Eler's
Yeah.
gift.